So, as mentioned, we are now in the intermediate animation archives, and we are going to be learning how to animate a 4-step walk cycle. So you can see he's actually taking 6 steps in the cycle before it loops, but there's only 4 steps, because one, he does the same, this cycles twice, and then he does this, and then it cycles twice, and then he does it again. So that's what we're going to be doing today. There we go. Okay. Right. So what we're going to be doing now is we are going to be working on the down position. Okay, because what we need to do is we need to start breaking this down. So we need to put in a down position, and we need to put in an up position, and then we're going to end this lecture. Okay, because then we'll have to do the other steps in the next lecture. Let's now look. We need to get between hair and hair. Okay, so the basic animator would then go, all right then, I need to go from here to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pelvis in there like that, and then I'm going to have the body come in there like that, and then the head's going to come there like that, then the hand's going to come there like that, and then the arm's going to come there like that, and then the leg, what the leg's going to do? The leg's going to do that, and the other leg's going to do that. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. Right, so that's probably what they'll do. Okay, and it kind of works, but that's not the way it works. Really, people, that's not the way it works. We need to think about the arcing. Okay, so again, it's not drawing. Okay, I'm going to be using drawing to convey my expression of a craft, but this is pure animation arcing. The pelvis has to come down and then go up. Okay, it's got to go down and then go up, right? So originally, when I was looking at that arc, I was saying the pelvis is doing this and this. Okay, but now when we're adding in other poses, okay, we'll notice that this is called a down. Okay, where we're really weighting in our down. So let's go in here, and let's go and rough in our down, and then explain the theory of it, so you can watch how these arcs, these magical arcs, are unfolding before your very eyes, showing you really advanced. Although this is an intermediate archive, what you need to understand, okay, real animator training, I have very high standards in real animator training. What I call intermediate will be high level for most other people. Okay, because I want to build a new level of elite animator. Okay, I want you guys to be the future representing animation, which is why I've deliberately called it real animator training, and I've deliberately called basic things basic, which are borderline intermediate to, you know, which are intermediate actually, and I've called intermediate things advanced. Some of my intermediate things are intermediate, but I'm deliberately doing this. So this I'm calling an intermediate walk. There's a lot of advanced stuff going on here, actually. Very advanced. But right, that's the standard that you will get if you train with AMB Real Animator Training. Is that an advertisement? You're damn right it is. Because it's also giving you, you know, assurance as well that you're going to learn the right things. Right, so let's now talk about what's going on with this pelvis. Okay? So, we have this and we have this. Okay? But then we now have this. So now look at the arc. Okay? Look what it's doing. Okay? It's going down. It's straight. It's straight. Okay? Because his feet, okay, even though he switched the weight off, he's still putting tiptoes on here. You could arguably say it was doing that, but I've kept it like that because I thought it'd make a nicer pose. Okay, actually what happens when you stand up, your muscles stabilize. When you go into a down, okay, this is a bit of a cheat and anatomically, because when you go into a down, what happens is you switch off your muscles, and all the weight transitions onto this leg. And then as you stand up, your muscles start stabilizing and leveling up your pelvis. So, but I've deliberately, for the sake of the nice pose, changed that, okay? And it's okay to do that because that's called exaggeration. That's another one of the laws of animation. Exaggeration and appeal. Two of them, okay? Right. So this is coming here like this. And here this is this way. And here this is this way. Okay? Okay, so this is this way, right? So what's going on here is we're leveling up. Okay? We're leveling up and we're going back like that. Okay, so a bit of a change up just like that. So you can see what's happening. Now, as look at the head, okay? The head, rather than the head, okay, going forwards, the head is actually coming back on itself. So it's important we talk about this. So I'm going to do this just so you understand what's going on here. So the head is here, the head is here, okay? But look where it is here, okay? Wow, okay? It's coming back on itself and it's coming up. Really going down like that. So something when you're following along to this at home, okay? Because if you miss this and you just copy pages like you would self-teaching yourself from a survival kit at home or some kind of thing like that, it ain't going to happen for you. You need to understand these theories. You really do. Right? So, now let's look at what's going on with the arm. Okay? So this arm is like this. Okay? And this arm is like this. Right? So, we see that. What's going on here? Let's have a look. Look at the spacing and the favoring. Okay? Look at the spacing. This is real favoring. No, this is a favor, right? We're not thirding. We're just really close to that. So that's the key. That's the key. This is the breakdown key. We're really favoring that. Okay? And so it's coming around like that. So the arc is just round like that. Okay? Now we look at the other one. Okay? Let's look at this. Look at this. See what's happening here. Okay? So we're coming down. Okay? And we're kind of going backwards on like this. So look at this arc. Very interesting. Okay? So it's almost like a straight line. But let's look at what happens. I'm pretty sure that I came around like this. Let's go to the full-on animation. I love the fact that I've animated this already so I can teach you better with it. Okay, so it comes down. Yep. So it comes down. Okay. Comes down. Then it circles around like that. Okay. Comes down. Comes down and circles around like that. Okay. See? That's what we get with that arm there. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing there. Okay, right. And legs and feet we've talked about. Let's just look at the spacing. Okay, let's just look at the spacing between them. Easy, like this is what's happening here. Okay, this is a half chart. Okay, this again is. You could call this thirds, okay, because we're coming on tiptoes. Again, I've treated this leg, okay, this guy's leg here, I have treated, it's so good that I've been preparing this because it's not ready yet, but it just helps me with this lecture. As I'm doing this front and back quadruped to teach in the intermediate archive as well, I've treated this kind of like this here. So you see that we got this, what we call the contact, and then the down. So the down is very, very similar, and then we got a lift off. Okay, contact down, lift off. Okay, so you see we're really favoring that. But I've kind of put that on I've kind of reckoned that's like a third, and when I draw it in you'll see why. Okay, so let's now go in and explain this pose more, draw in this pose so you can follow along. Let's draw in the pelvis. Okay, oopsie, let's first delete all of this and delete all of this. This is a long lecture, but it has to be. Okay, so this comes like this, right? So if we look at that pelvis, put that more halfway. You can make that nicer and tidier at home, make it even. Okay, so this thing comes around there like that. Okay, so you see the swinging arc, okay, swinging arc, right? And let's look at what's happening to this upper torso chain. Okay, so this is straightening up at the top. So this kind of change is happening between the upper, it's just coming down, okay, and it's straightening up. Okay, so we can just join all that. Okay, it's almost facing more front on, so this space is a little bit more on this side. As he comes down, it's almost getting less hair, facing more front on. Okay, now let's talk about these feet. Okay, I teach it differently. I teach it with a purpose of using it. You know, it's like teaching martial arts. Like, you either teach the stuff that works or the shit that isn't gonna help you. You know, it's like I was a martial arts instructor once, and I've taken what I did from the martial arts and I teach animation as if it's martial arts. You're gonna use it, right? Okay, so it's gotta work. You've got to ask yourself, are you a watcher or are you a doer? What is your goal? What can you really learn, okay? How effectively are you using your time? It depends how driven you are. And the more driven you are, the more driven you'll be towards the things that will help you succeed.
I must admit that at first I didn't trust it.
He not only taught me how to animate, he taught me how to learn how to animate. Things that I couldn't get from the books.
Every video I watch, I'm learning new things. He's the best teacher around, the best animator around that I've seen who's teaching.
He motivates you, he encourages you, and most importantly, he instills in you a belief that you can do this.
I've been to art school for 4 years, and I've never had any lesson that was as good as the ones that A&B gave me.
I like that the library is structured. I can go back and watch it anytime I want to, and he's just got so much knowledge.
The littlest things are what make the biggest differences. I strongly recommend him to anybody.
Every cent I paid in there was worth it.
So, are you gonna join the library?